Welcome back to my YouTube channel, GoCode Media. Thank you for tuning in and coming back to my YouTube channel. Hope you've been enjoying the series so far. And in this part 3 of the HTML for Absolute Beginner series, we'll be talking about, HTML attributes, images, and all sorts of important HTML concepts. As you remember in the last video, if you've not watched it, just click up. There should be something there for you to check it out. The part 2, where we talk about the common HTML tags, difference between the span elements, the emphasis and stuff like that. Just check it out. So just let's get in right straight away. And I've also tried to make the videos. I will also try to make the videos kind of shorter, because I want to give as much as possible within a very short period of time. I don't want to bore people out, but I'll still try as much as possible to give important information in my videos. Let's just jump right in. Good. Yeah, so today we'll be talking about HTML attributes. What are they? The explanation about them. We'll also be talking about 5 parts, both absolute and relative. And also within that, we'll be talking about anchor tag, image tags, and all stuff of important information about HTML. So let's just jump right in. So about HTML attributes, what are they? They are just this possibility of giving more information about an HTML element. And mind you, all HTML elements, H1, H6, image, anything can actually have an attribute, because what do? They only give more information about the HTML element. And most importantly, you must specify your HTML attribute in the opening tag. You remember we did the last time the opening and the closing tag, something like this. This is the opening. You can only put your HTML tag there, not in the closing tag. And normally HTML attribute will definitely have name value pair. In JavaScript, that's how they call it. Like, you define what is the actual attribute and what is the actual value that it has. Let's just jump right in so that we understand what we are talking about. For example, we'll be discussing quickly about anchor tags. Let me just take anchor tags A, then of course tab if you are using a VS Code, which I really recommend. Let's make it bigger. So for example, this is the attribute here. It's talking about that this is like a link to a URL, hypertext. So let's put, for example, Google http this google.com, Ctrl S. So let me just, that's not correct. So let me just load it. Yeah, please, you can watch my setup video with live server. It's just VS Code extension. Just search it and put live server, and you will just install it and reload it. So that's why I don't need to come here and load. This is very old style. Just put the extension, then you're good to go. So here we go. Yeah, you can see nothing comes on because I have not actually put the main component that will show in the web page. For example, let's just put Google. Yes. So I'll make it capital letter Google. Yeah, here we are. It shows. That's it. So if I click it now, what happens? It goes to Google. Well, mind you, it has actually I have to go back to see my previous web page. But if you don't want something like that to happen, you can define another attribute, which is called target. You can see auto completion with Emmet. So I can just put underscore target. Sorry, underscore blank, not target. Ctrl S. So let's see the difference now. Now you see this still opened, because of course you don't want people to just leave your website like that sometimes. So it's very good to use this target. So if you want the new tab, if you want the link to open in a new tab. So that's that about that. So I hope you actually understand. You have some concept about HTML attributes now. So let's quickly go to file parts. What are file parts? File path just tell you where the file is located. It can be absolute or relative, in the sense that, is it relative? For example, as I told you, www.google.com, this is like an absolute part. It's just located somewhere on the internet. Whereas the relative part is the one that is relative, the file that is relative to the current file you are in. This could be like maybe relative to the current folder, or to one folder up, or even to the root folder. We are going to be checking that, don't worry. So in order to understand this, I think you better use image. And I was saying maybe I will not explain that before, but I just have to explain it now. Yes. So let's just put image is actually self-closing tag. Just put img, put your tab with emmet. You can see it come automatically with 2 attributes. Yeah, it's come automatically with 2 attributes. So which is src source and the alternative like text. This only load when your image did not load in the browser. Maybe there's no internet. And also, like for people that are using screen reader to increase accessibility, you also use this alternative text. It's actually different from another attribute, which is title. This title is usually used, for example, when you hover on, let's say, an image, then you can see this as just like a tooltip. I will show you, don't worry, when we put the example. Or sometimes if it's were to be also on a slider, some people can also use it. Like I think I did one project like that. I can just show you quickly. So where was it? Yes, here we are, exactly. So for example, this project I've done, it actually involves some JavaScript and stuff, so it's this little bit advanced, at least for now, if you are just starting out. I use title to I grab it and I just put it. You can see now it changed to battery tester, changed to module inflow and stuff like that. So I actually use this title element there. So you can use it in different kind of ways as you want. So let's just go and grab one image. For example, I go to, yes, this is google.com already. Let me just type book or something. So let me go to images and let's just grab this, for example. So I would right click. Then if you want to get the link, the absolute part of this, just copy image address, not link address. It must be image address. So you copy it, then you come here, Ctrl V, Ctrl S. So let's go back to our page. Now it's there, very simple. So for example, I can put the description, like let's say book, colorful book or something. Colorful book. So when will this one show? It will only show when, for example, there's a problem. Let's just remove this R, Ctrl S. Good, you see now it's gone. Because yes, the link is not correct now. Let me put it back. So and that's it. So for the title, let me put something like some explanation like stack book or something. So let me now come click first. If I hover it, you see now we have it stack book. So it's just like a tooltip. It just explains more what is it all about. So that's all about that. There's another attribute called width and height. Because for example, maybe you want your width and your height to, you just want to specify it for some reason. So let's want it to be 200 by 200 px. I can discuss all these CSS units at one point, maybe in my other videos, don't worry. We have rem, we have m, we have percentage, we have pixel and all those kind of stuff. I can actually discuss that in some other videos. And the height, let's put also maybe 300 or 400 px. Good. Now it's really long, of course. So that's another also attribute. But sometimes, yes, Google, you might get some pictures there for free, but sometimes it's not always free. And some you should actually have the license to use it. So let me just show you some website where you can get some free stock videos, pictures. Just go to pexels.com. Yeah, you can get different kind of pictures, even videos. There's also videos. Just type anything you want. Let's say lake. Yes, it's there, beautiful pictures and stuff. Just come download it any size and that's it, you're there. So you can also get videos from the same website. If I'm, yes, pexels, you see, you can just type different kind of videos, can download them and stuff like that. Don't worry, I'll put all this in the description of this video. There's also Pixabay. There's Pixabay. You can also get from here. There's Unsplash. There's a lot of them. There's a lot. I can just try to put everything right there for you so that you can use them anytime you want them. So they're usually like royalty free and they are very high quality pictures. So that's all about that. So let's just move on. So now that is absolute path. Now let me talk about relative path. And as I told you, if you remember, is actually in 3 parts. First is the one that is relative to the current file, right? So let me just turn this to like maybe, let me just change it to 400, and because it just looks horrible now. It's taking all over. Now that is like really stacked. So yeah, that's it. So I've downloaded some pictures. Let me just go here. This is one of my pictures in my image file. So I will just reference it now. Let's come back to our what's it called? To our index file. So now this index and this image in this folder, they're just like, let me show you what I mean. So I will just put img source, of course. That means it is in img's folder. Then let me just put the first one, for example. See what happened. Here we are. So because this is just like, they're actually in the same parent folder. Let's put it like that. But then let's assume I have relative folder one level up, which means I'll create another. I'll actually create another folder. So I can call it, let me just call it about page, for example. So then inside it I will have, let's say, about.html, for example. Good. So of course, using Emmet, just type exclamation, then this. So we change that to about. Right. Then I can just put maybe h1 or something. About GoCode Media, for example. You can put anything you want. Good. But now, let's say we want to reference. Now this is our HTML file. Now it's inside one folder. Let me close so that you see it better. You can see now, for you to access this image inside there, you have to go one step up out of this particular folder. Then you can now come inside and go inside. So how do you access that? A little bit different, because I have to come here and say img. Now the source now is going to be dash first, because I'm going up, then /, then img. You can see now it's even giving me. Now let me just cancel it and show you the difference. If I just put img, it doesn't see anything, because it cannot actually, they are not in the same folder. So you must put -- in front of it. dot. Then now I can see it again. Then of course, let me, for example, choose another picture also. Ctrl S. So let me load it. Where is it? Good. Here we are. So now it's there. It's so awesome. So that's also like, I will just copy from here. That is one folder up. Ctrl C. If you want, actually I have to work on the GoCode Media website and put all the source code there. Yes, I must find time to see that, to do that. So let's just put it here, for example. Maybe here. Yes. So that's one part. That's one type. Now, what if it is now, let's assume that you have, it's not even just one step up. It's like maybe, okay, I'll make it easy now. I'll create another folder. Let me call it inner. That's, yes. You can see everything is actually in, no, I think this is supposed to come outside. Yes. Now you can see now everything is now like about, img and inner. They are all on the same level, of course, with this index also. Now inside the inner, I'll create another folder again. Let me call it inner. Good. Then inside inner, then let me create something, another file. Now let's call it services or something. Services.html. Good. Here we are. So just exclamation emet again. Let me call it services. To just change the title, you don't have to. So then let's put another h1 here. Let's call it services. Good. So now, should I do the same thing? Do you think it's going to work? It will not work because it's not one step ahead. I still want to access these images inside this folder. How will I do it? Let's just do it together and see. img source. Then of course I know that this will not work because it's not showing me anything. Okay, let me try the first one. I mean the second one, dot img. It's not also working. Why? Because now you are accessing an image that is not even one level up. It's not in the same folder. It's like in the root folder now. So what do? Just put /. You see, now I have it. img is just right there. Then it's also, of course, list all the other folders in the root folder, of course, and the file also. Then here we are. And I can just choose anything I want. Ctrl S. And let me load it again so that you can see the difference. Here we are. So that's it. It's just so simple. I hope you've actually liked this short video so far. Tell me what you're enjoying so far, what would you like to see, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe, put on your notification, and just share the message with your friends and family, and just let's go code together. See you sometime. Bye bye.